What happens when Brie Larson teams up with J.J. Abrams for a horror creature feature and Sony drops $25 million just to lock it down? What's up, people? I'm Travis, and this is The Final Cut, your daily post in horror. We've got a major EFM deal shaking up the genre world, a very different kind of mummy movie revealing its creepy premise, and an unfortunate festival postponement tied to security reasons. Let's get into it. But before we do, we need that quick sponsor shout out. Fanatical's Lunar New Year's sale is still rolling. Thousands of games discounted, including Dark Souls Remastered, Black Myth Wukong, and Fallout 4 Game of the Year Edition at major percentages off. Resident Evil Requiem pre-orders are still live. And over at GRUV, that updated Halloween trilogy steelbook is available now. And the Deer Hunter Limited 4K steelbook is up for pre-order. Hit the links over at Horror Movies Uncut and support the show. Now, let's talk some business. First up, and what might be the biggest worldwide deal to come out of this year's European film market so far, Sony is closing in on a $25 million worldwide acquisition for Skeletons. Brie Larson is starring, J.J. Abrams is producing, and the homie J.T. Molnar, who blew everybody away with Strange Darling and the writing that he did on The Long Walk, is set to direct. The screenplay comes from Brian Duffield, based on a short story by Philip Fracassi. Here's the hook. The film is told from the perspective of a young boy who slowly discovers that his beloved parents are hiding a disturbing secret about his mother's true nature. It was previously titled Failsafe, which honestly sounds more techno-thriller, but Skeletons feels intimate, psychological, and personal. Abrams described it as a horror film that is as sweet and moving as it is terrifying. Sounds almost like last year's Little Bites, or possibly even if we were to flip it and turn it into the father role, maybe Daddy's Head. Two movies I think that sound very similar to this. That's a strong statement though. And Brie Larson stepping into creature feature territory under Sony's banner suggests this isn't a small genre play. Expect every A-list person to be in horror coming up in the next 2 years. You heard it from me first. This is prestige horror with emotional weight. And when studios are dropping $25 million before cameras even roll, that tells you buyers believe this is going to hit. My question for you, are you more excited about star-driven prestige horror, or do you prefer low-budget, gritty creature features? Possibly both. But let me know your answers in the comments ahead. Next up, let's talk about another mummy. Not the Fraser one. Lee Cronin's The Mummy just revealed its premise. And it's not sandstorms and ancient priests per se. It's a missing child story. A family grieving the disappearance of their daughter in Cairo 8 years ago suddenly gets a call. She's been found. But she's changed. We learned that she has spent 8 years inside a 3,000-year-old sarcophagus. Try imagining that at all. And returns transformed. A living, mummy-like creature. The trailer leans into psychological dread, grief, and of course, body horror. There's a moment when she says, "Don't worry, Grandma. It's fun to be dead." That line alone tells you this is not pulp adventure. Cronin, coming off Evil Dead Rise, which was way better than it should have been, seems to be aiming for intimate horror rooted in family trauma. Although I still have problems with that scene in the hallway, bro. I needed to see more of that stuff. I mean, it was cool for a second going through the peephole. but show us what's going on in the hallway, fam. We've now got multiple unrelated mummy projects in development across studios, but this one feels tonally distant. My question for you guys, do you prefer mummy stories as high adventure or intimate body horror? Let me know your answers in the comments ahead. And finally, on a more serious note, the Dead of Winter Horror Festival in Worcester has been postponed due to security reasons. It's possible, now this is just hearsay, I don't know if this is true or not, but it's possible the February 16th shooting in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, along with the incoming nor'easter, could be one of the reasons why they had to reschedule. The event was set to move to the larger DCU Center this year, which is a sign of growth, but out of caution, it's being rescheduled. Tickets will be honored on the new date, and organizers say they are working closely with the venue. It's unfortunate, especially for indie horror filmmakers who rely on festivals like this for exposure, but real talk, safety has to come first. And if there's one thing the horror community does well, it's rally around each other. But my question for you guys, how important are regional horror festivals to the health of indie genre filmmaking? Very important, as long as they pick good movies. Let me know your answer in the comments ahead. Today's take. We are seeing a clear bifurcation in horror right now. On one side, prestige packages with Oscar winners and major studio money. On the other, intimate, experimental, festival-driven horror. And the beautiful thing is both are thriving. Sony betting big on skeleton tells me horror remains one of the safest and most flexible investments in the industry. Studios trust it, audiences will show up, and that keeps the genre evolving. Make sure you head over to Spotify, vote in today's poll. Which story excites you more? Skeletons, Lee Cronin's The Mummy, indie horror festivals, or none of the above? And explain your pick in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. If you've got horror tips, breaking news, or festival updates, don't hesitate to DM us at HMUNCUT, and you might see it featured here on the show. That's it for today's episode of The Final Cut, your daily post in horror. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, like us, subscribe if you have not, and make sure you let everyone know about the show so we can keep it alive. I'm Travis. Stay sharp, stay curious, and as always, keep the lights on.